Back to the ranch. The cold weather is here. We do not have quite enough snow yet to use the snowblower, but I had a question come up on my previous video on the snowblower about a missing or broken tool on top that another gentleman had. I'm not exactly sure which tool he was talking about, but I wanted to give an update on the chute rotator, and perhaps I'll answer his question as well. Now, as best I recall, and I haven't looked at the pictures anytime since I put this thing back together. I believe the pictures showed the rotator arm holder mounted on top, which is possible. However, you start hitting the corners on the chute itself, and it gets very difficult to rotate. Another video I saw had the rotator holder mounted underneath the main plate. That does work. However, it barely grips or gets onto these teeth, and it looked like it was grinding away on the bolt here. So what I did, I mounted the chute rotator, then the top plate, and I used, let's see if I can get in there, I used some washers as a spacer, because you will end up with some space. Now this way, the chute rotation is still clunky. However, that is the best I've seen this thing rotating. Now, honestly, they could have done a better job with either the auger part, or spindle part, whatever you want to call it, or the teeth. But it does rotate, and that is the easiest position I found. With, you got your main plate, your spindle, ball bearing spacers, then the rotator holder, then the main plate, and as you can see, you will just need some spacing up at that front bolt. Your bolts may vary, but I had a 19 millimeter up here, an 18 millimeter down here, so it gets a little interesting putting this thing together. I don't know what, looks like I dropped the washer. Okay, I need to get that one back into place then. Okay, we'll fix that. And on this far side, you'll notice it doesn't really do anything. Now this is in the up position. I think when I got it, it was mounted below or upside down. That looks like it's for a motor. I'd like to see if I can't find a motor that actually goes on there. With any luck, it's just a 12 volt thing, and I could keep the cab closed up and work the auger. But even with having to open up the back window on this thing to turn the auger, which I don't have to do very often, you know, I've got a big flat space here. Most of the time I'm going to be shooting the snow in one direction, then move on to another spot to throw snow. Maybe I have to change the auger position or the chute position, but I'm not going to have to open that back window very much or rotate the the chute very much. So still waiting for enough snow to give this thing a good try out, but definitely a good heavy piece of equipment. When you put yours together, it may look like that's bent. Well, it's not. That's the way it is. I may use some heavier steel for that bottom part of the sandwich and probably weld it up. I think that would be a good idea. And You know, as the manual actually does say pretty clearly, check your bolts every now and again to make sure everything's still tight. But I think once I get this thing in operation, work the bugs out of it, I may just end up welding everything in place that doesn't need to move. I don't foresee ever needing to take the 3-point hitch off. This guy, I might move that in one more notch, we'll see. Yeah, I got to work the bugs out, see how well it's going to work. But I am happy with it, just ultimately disappointed with their lack of instructions and shoddy pictures therein. So hopefully I answered the gentleman's question on my previous video. If not, just ping me again and let me know. Have a great day, everybody.